Hey guys, Jamie here, keeping it koi. Welcome back to the channel, and if you're new, welcome. I hope to earn your subscription today. So today, you can probably tell, yet again, we're not in my garden, and we're in an absolutely cracking, fantastic garden. We're at another koi club meet. I've only picked up the camera after everyone's gone because we've had such a fantastic time chatting. We've all had our teas and coffees. It's been a really busy day today. Most of the members turned up. But he has given me free range to give you a full tour of this fantastic, amazing pond. We've just done some fish scrapes as well. If you want to see me tackling and attempting to scrape a fish in a pan net, go over and check out Fenland Lassie's video. She managed to get me getting absolutely soaked on camera, scraping a koi in a net. So without further ado, I have got my lovely koi t-shirt on today, as you can see there. But yeah, without further ado, let's spin you around and show you this absolutely amazing pond. So yeah, as you can see there, beautiful big pond. It's about 6.5 foot deep, 2 bottom drains, Japanese auto feeder, that one. And yeah, we've all had our teas and coffees. Check this out. That's the small window, by the way. We'll go around and look at the big window in a second. But check this skimmer out, guys. I just wanted to show you this. It's the same sort of skimmer box as what I've got. But check this out. I don't know if anyone's ever seen one of these before. It's a Burton's skimmer. A real nice skimmer. Inside the box, as I say, it's a big plastic skimmer like I've got. But then it's got its own little skimmer basket on the top. Check that out. Is that funky or what? Absolute cracking skimmer. Here comes some of the fish. And as I say, this is a real new pond. It's only been up and running. Let me just carefully put this slate back on the skimmer. There you go. Yeah, it's only been up and running a couple of months. So it is a new pond going through new pond syndrome. Unfortunately, we did find some flukes on the scrape. We got and a bit of costia as well, skin flukes and gill flukes. So he's got that to deal with, but he's got everything in. Here's the big window down to the floor. Look at that, I think it's 2.8 meters, something like that. I think he said. And just like my pond, you can sit in there on your couch and stare straight out the window. But yeah, look at this Akamatsuba. Absolutely stunning. I hope you guys can all hear me well today. I've got a brand new microphone attached to me phone, and I don't know how good it is, so apologies if the sound quality isn't very good, but when I get home I will find out, and if it's no good, I won't be using this microphone ever again. Yeah, as you can see, this is one hell of a pond. It's so deep in the deep section. 2 windows, and just the garden, the pond, absolutely everything is stunning. But he has said, as I said, we've got full free range. Check this for a filter house out. The only thing he's missing, which he hasn't got round to yet, is the steps. So flick the light on. So you've got your 2 bottom drains. Coming in down there, and they're both on Y's because he's got a purge line on each one of the bottom drains. The bottom drains then come up into the koi drum. It's got UV lighting down there as well. So that's the koi drum in there. And they are the 2 biggest big blues I have ever seen. They are like chest height on me, these things. I've got 2 of them, they're full of bone char, and then he uses that 3 stage as the pre-filter. Bio bed, 600 litres of K1 in there, and then above the bio bed, that is one hell of a shower. That is huge. This building is what, I don't know, 10 foot, maybe 12 foot high, and that is inches away from the ceiling. That is huge. That shower is fed by everyone's favourite, the Flow Friend, capable of 70 odd thousand litres an hour. It's not turned up to 70,000 litres an hour, but yeah, that goes up there and feeds the shower. That little pump there is feeding air source heat pump. You can't see that because it's out the front behind the wall. But yeah, absolutely fantastic. Everything's minimal in here as well. Everything's minimal. You've got shotgun returns. He's got two 4-inch returns there. Literally, there's like nothing in the way. So neat and tidy. Absolutely fantastic. So yeah, I'm going to climb out without tripping over and watch what I'm doing. Turn the lights off. And yeah, what an absolute pond. So as I say, this is Gary's place. If you want to come on some pond visits like this with me and you live near Peterborough, check out the Peterborough Koi Club. We meet first Sunday of every month. Can't see you. There you go. The first Sunday of every month. Yeah, and we have events and things as well. You can see Paul and Linda in the background there. I thought they'd left, but no, they're still here. But yeah, go check out their channel. As I say, they caught me on camera getting absolutely soaked when we were scraping the koi. And yeah, anyway, as I was saying, Peterborough Koi Club, check us out on Facebook. We do have a website as well, but it's nothing special. So check us out on Facebook and ask for more information. On that note, I will catch you back at home in a bizzle.
The squirrel is actually inside the feeder. I'm guessing that's how it got broke last time. He sat inside it. Stupid squirrel. Bye, squirrel. Hi guys, so yeah, we're back at home. A few issues getting home. Let's have a look. Did notice when I got home, one of my koi had knocked to scale. It had obviously been out for a day or two, and it started to go green with algae, so it was a dead scale. So I've just had him out and pulled the scale, treated the wound. All is looking good. Apologies, I completely forgot to film it because as you do, you see a green scale and you think, ah, and panic station kicks in and blah blah blah. But yeah, it's the Agri-Goki. He's just swimming past the window now, so he's doing absolutely fine. It's the other side he knocked to scale down near his tail. It's second from last scale to his tail if he comes back. But obviously he's going to avoid me now for the rest of the day because he's been out, been sedated, been treated. I think I have showed you guys before how I topically treat a koi, but if I haven't, then let me know down in the comments, and obviously all the new subscribers to the channel, thanks for joining, by the way, guys. But yeah, obviously you guys wouldn't have seen me topically treat a koi, so yeah, typical. I'm over here, he's down by the window, and it would have been the right side. But we'll see if we can get another look at him in a minute. But yeah, you can see I go all stations go when I'm treating a koi. So bowl of sedate, bowl to revive. I've just taken the air stones in. I've got a battery bank air stone that I generally use for things like this, and it's starting to slow down, so it's plugged in back on charge. I'll show you it actually. I don't know if I have ever shown you guys it, but it's cheap as chips and it really does work in situations like this. But yeah, I've got my Tamidine and my Kasuri anti-bac. Pretty much use the Kasuri topical treatment kit by Kasuri. When you buy this kit, about 35 quid-ish I think, or it was last time I bought one. But it literally comes with everything you need. It comes with your sedate, which is that one there, your wound cleaner, that one there, Then after you wound clean it, you want to treat it with either your Tamidine or your Antibac. I generally do both, even though I think they're the same product. And then you've got your top coat sealer and your adhesive powder. That stuff just creates like a plaster. Mix that with a top coat and it's just a plaster over the wound. They haven't yet been fed this afternoon, and I've done that deliberately because when I come back and just treated the koi, I thought that'll give him opportunity to come up by the window. But he's avoiding me like the plague. But as you can see, the rest of them are all hunky-dory. No one else has got any wounds at the minute. The last one that had a bit of a red mark was that kahaku, but he's all healed up now. And now the other kahaku, they're actually bought at exactly the same time, that pair as well. Brothers or sisters, I expect. Because even though the other one I just pointed to, the big two-step at the back there behind the bubbles, even though he's not a Deutz or an Agrigoki, his scales are an awful lot bigger than the average koi. Yet he's not they're not mirror scales, but yeah, very unusual. A few people have sort of pointed that out when visiting the pond and sort of said, is he a mirror? And then they look closer and no, he's just, I mean, his scales are bigger than both of the Jaguar's scales and he's half the size. Just a very unusual koi. I've got loads of unusual ones. But yeah, no, he's not going to swim by the window. Yeah, let me show you this little air pump. So that's the little air pump. It's an all pond solution one, which we all know they're cheap and cheerful, all pond solutions, but all their products do work and work pretty good. But you'll probably be able to hear it. And it's got two lines. You can't turn one on and one off, unfortunately, but I literally just have them both cable tied with a little fishing weight. So it stays at the bottom. And yeah, that actually outputs a fair whack for its size anyway, but it's on charge at the moment, and pull the charger outlet and it's still going. So yeah, it's you can't, if it dies off battery, you can't just plug it in and use it, but it needs charging up. So yeah, it's got fully on, and if you go the other way, that's on for 12 seconds, off for 8, on for 12, off for 8, or something along those lines. But just say, if in case of emergency, just saves your battery life. But yeah, a bit of an update on everything while we're here. You saw a few weeks back I did a trial with Fluke, as you can see by the koi. But yeah, going back to the Fluke, worked an absolute treat. I've been using LearnX Pro since everyone started singing and dancing about it about a year and a half ago, and yeah, it does work, but bugger me, is it a pain to mix and mix and mix, and then you get it in and then the drum takes it all out, so you have to bypass the drum. I literally just chuck the, well, there's the kahaku, the Agrigoki. But yeah, he's looking a lot better now, his wound's all sealed up. In fact, while I'm talking to you, we'll go by the window and see if he'll swim past. But yeah, no, I literally just shook the bottle like it says on the instructions, chucked in the amount, left it to it, and bugger me, scraped a few times now and not a single fluke found. So yeah, that has worked an absolute treat. I'm going to sit here for a minute and see if he'll swing past. So that's update number 1. Fluke does work, and it's cheap and cheerful. As I say, I got them at a real good discount. Paid about 14 quid a bottle plus delivery, and I bought 3 bottles, and that's why I bought 3 bottles, because he accepted my my offer. I got 3 bottles and it was £4.85 delivery. So if you divide that by the 3 bottles, it worked out about £15.70 a bottle, I think, with the delivery. But one of them bottles treats my pond once and a half. 18,000 litres a bottle treat, so mine's just over 12. So yeah, that is a good thing. Update on the pond, the new build. All stations have gone slow at the minute. I think I mentioned in one of my previous videos that I've really not been very well lately, so that kind of got put on hold. Isn't far to go. Literally just got this corner left. All that side up to the window frame, For the couple of people that did mention they don't think it's going to be strong enough, I repeat, bricks are a hell of a lot stronger than you think for a start. Secondly, there's a pillow behind that row of bricks in the centre there. Thirdly, down there, and down there, and underneath that extra row of bricks is a huge chunk of concrete, and water pressure doesn't go outwards, it goes downwards. The only reason it goes outwards is because the downward pressure is pushing the water and trying to make it go out. So the deeper your pond is, the more the pressure is at the bottom. And my bottom is, not my bottom, the bottom of the pond is fully backfilled, all been tampered down with a tamper, hand tamper, don't have a whacker plate, but yeah, I think some people call them a rammer, if that makes more sense. But yeah, it's called a tamper, and they've all been tampered down. And as you can see, my window sill is extra solid. I've even put one brick in long ways, and that's matched on the other side underneath there with a half a brick, just for an extra bit of support. But yeah, just for the people as well, drums cleaning, just for the people that really do think a pond like that isn't going to hold, right? Intex swimming pools, or best way swimming pools, whatever you want to call them, yeah, the biggest one they make is 60 foot long by 25 foot wide. And what's holding that together? A bit of PVC liner. Yes, it's got a steel frame at the top on legs. The rest is just a bulging PVC liner. And I think a 60 foot by 20 to 30 foot pool, there's going to be a lot of, I mean, they're the ones that are sort of this tall, and you know, the step ladders to get in. I'm pretty sure if a bit of PVC can hold all that water pressure, a very decently built brick pond, well, as decent as I can do, is going to hold some water. So yeah, that's update number 2. Update number 3, the garden is doing fantastic. I am a little bit upset. I have accidentally, and my own fault, killed a couple of my bonsai, some of my favourite ones as well. But yeah, the garden itself is doing fantastic. Let me spin you around and show you. As you can see, the Japanese garden is doing absolutely brilliantly. All the bonsais on that side are doing really well. Update number 4, I did say in my air layer video that I probably wasn't going to use one of these little plastic clippy things to air layer one of my nice new junipers. Well, I've done it. What can you do? But yeah, a few people have asked me, they wouldn't mind me seeing a air layer video on the aces. Honestly guys, it is exactly the same as I did the beach, which is now over here. If you haven't seen that video, go and check it out, how to air layer a beech tree. Only did it a week or 2 ago, but yeah, go and check that out. And the principle for any tree that can be air layered is exactly the same as I've done that one. Yeah, it's literally just a different tree. Just go online, double check that the tree you're looking to air layer can be air layered, and air layer it following what I did, or find another video on YouTube. But yeah, all aces can be air layered. Some work quicker and do it easier than others, but all aces can be air layered. My 3 big ones that I've got at the back there, they're really easy to air layer. The only ones that are slightly slower are the standard Aceplantum, whatever you call it, that one. These ones are really slow growing, and because they're slow growing, they don't air layer very well. But that air layers really well. There's the living proof. Katsura, for those who wanted to know, the Katsura, that air layers really well. I can always forget that. I've got the name written down. I'll put it up on the screen here now. I do know the name for that one, but I always forget it. And the Orange Dream, who, because of the sunshine and the weather, is not very orange right now, but as soon as it starts cooling down again, he'll go bright orange. And to be honest, the Katsura is very, very similar. That gets orange tips as well. as you can see there, nice orange tips. But yeah, so the garden's doing great. The 2 bonsais that I broke, unfortunately, whilst doing some work in the garden, I accidentally snapped the top off my absolutely gorgeous larch, and the buds had already opened. If the buds were closed, it probably would have survived, but as you can see, it's a bit crispy, and that's not because of lack of care. That is literally just because it was cut or snapped at the wrong time of year. Yeah, the offcut, it's down there, a little bit there, and I think that might actually be rooted. I've put a lot of offcuts in little pots down here just to see what happens, and yeah, the offcut is doing a hell of a lot better than the main tree. Shame though, that was one of my favourites. Second one I broke yesterday. My brand new juniper. I don't know if you can see it in there, but I've kind of put a bandage around it and a bit of cut paste. Same thing happened to that one. Accidentally dropped something on it, and well, I say accidentally dropped something on it. I've taken the lid off that and leant it up against the cement mixer, and that tree used to live in that gap there beside the grass, and the wind got hold of it and blew it over, and it snapped me tree. So that whole tree won't die. If anything does happen, just this top section will die, but unfortunately that's from above that branch and upwards, so I'm losing 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 branches and the top, which is a shame, because of as I mentioned before, my plan with this one, if I get out the line, was to air layer it here, turn this into a separate tree, and then just have that as an upright. But yeah, if that top has snapped off, then it might have to stay as it is, which again is a shame. That wasn't a cheap tree, that one, so I was hoping I'd get 2 trees for the price of one. 70 quid I think, with plus delivery on that tree. Ouch! Not that I've got that kind of money, but I really wanted one. But all the other ones are doing absolutely fantastic, and I've got an awful lot of cuttings that look like they've rooted, of junipers and the golden crest or whatever it's called, so that's good. My lettuces are doing fantastic. But yeah, I just got to tidy all this crap up now, get rid of the water. With the sedate water, I always pour that down there because I don't want to kill the grass. I very much doubt sedate will kill the grass, but just in case. And then that's the wakey up water, that's just plain water, that can go on the grass. And yeah, water the lawn, which for once is actually looking really nice. I do look after my lawn, but every time I get it to a good state, I lose it again by building something. But yeah, my lilies, when I get them back in the main pond, where are we? Can't see my phone screen now, the sun's right in front of my eyes, but yeah, the lilies are down here somewhere. I can see the bricks, so the lilies must be in that area. But yeah, they're doing absolutely fantastic. I've got 2 different types of lily in there, and I will be making a lily hanger 2.0 to hang them in the pond. Strawberries, I've already had like 8 strawberries, and they are phenomenal. I've got some down here, some down there, some down the allotment. I'm going to have to take you guys up to my allotment at some point. I've got a load of bonsai trees growing up there, and a load of other bits and bobs. I was considering building a mud pond up there, but I thought, nah, I can't get down there most days. Once a week at minimum. I thought if you've got a mud pond, if you can't keep a good eye on it, you can't do a lot. My other little bonsais, months and months ago, just before winter actually, I think November time, I showed you that I'd got 70 to 80 little pine saplings for my bonsais. They are doing phenomenal. Well, the ones that survived our harsh winter. Let me spin you around. So yeah, most of them didn't survive the winter. As you can see, we've got a lot of brown and crispy ones. Yeah, got a bit cold this winter. There is a few weeds now growing in here, like some weird grass or whatever that is. But yeah, we've got some real good ones, and they're shooting up. Their candles are growing really fast. We've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 alive in this tray. Another 2 in that tray. That one died. None alive in that tray, none alive in that tray, but I've got 1 in that tray. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 alive in that tray, and 1 in the back tray there. So that's 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15 here. I've got another one over there that's alive and doing really well. That one there, he's doing brilliantly. And then I've got another one down the allotment that's also doing really well. But yeah, everything's doing really. Oh yeah, another one that I broke recently is I was trying to bend and wire my little conker tree down there somewhere, and yeah, went a bit too far with the old wire and snapped him. So yeah, a bit of a bugger. But hey ho, I got like a million mini conker trees growing behind that shed because of my neighbour's 2 conker trees up here. So if I want another one, I'll just go pull one up, dig one up. But yeah, my little tiny junipers that I bought very recently, I said that I'd show you guys. I got 4 like this. It's easier to do it that way. 4 like this. And they were literally identical in shape, size, style and everything. And I planted them in 4 different pots just to see and show you guys what the difference is depending on the type and size of the pot. Well, that little one I just showed you there in that little bonsai pot is probably still one of the smallest, and that is, I think, the smallest pot. They were all the different larger ones, which means the other ones must be over here somewhere. Yeah, so you've got this one here, which is not much bigger in left and right size, but a lot deeper than that one. And that tree's probably about 2 centimetres now taller than that one. So he's doing better and shooting. Where's the other one? I know where the last one is that I want to show you. But I should have 4. 1, 2. Found it. He's over here in this square pot. Now this one, surprisingly, even though this is quite a large pot, isn't actually growing that quickly. But I don't know whether it's because this spot is a lot more shaded. Like I've said to you guys 100 times before, the reason I put this garden there is because it gets no sun. You can see the fence line literally comes to where the edge of my filter house is. This bit's all now shaded because of the giant conker trees, but during the day, I've said it a million times, the sun starts over on that house and goes across the sky that way, and now it's behind that conker tree. But the fence literally blocks the sunlight. The trees are just getting the top of the sunlight, but the grass, as you can see, doesn't get any. And that bit of the grass never used to grow, so that's why that garden got put there. And the trees just catch the tip of the sunlight so they don't get too burnt and crispy. But yeah, the biggest one, anyway, I keep digressing, that's the word, is this one. And this is in the biggest pot, but it's a pond basket for maximum aeration. And that one is probably now 2 inches taller than the smallest one. Inch taller than the next size. So just out of proof, or whatever you call it, yeah, by planting a tree in a pond basket, as long as you keep it well watered 2 or 3 times a day in this heat, will grow very quickly. So junipers are slow growing, but yeah, it's my Scots pine. It's got 3 buds coming from where I cut it last, so that's good. That's been doing really well and being really healthy. I was a bit unsure whether to cut that as it was freshly bought tree, but and got repotted. But no, he's doing all right. The only one I'm a bit iffy about is my walnut tree. This little stick down here. Now it has got green leaves at the top, but they've been like that for a month, and they're just not opening up or coming out. I did have a lovely little hazel tree growing in there. Bloody squirrels. He ate the nut and took the tree. But never mind. But yeah, new one to the garden as well. Dwarf apple tree. Going to keep that really small like a bonsai, but it does produce fruit if I get out the light. That little apple, don't know how big they get, but yeah, not cheap little tree either. 30 quid that was from our local dobbies. But yeah, the pigeons have nicked all the plums off the plum tree. There was absolutely hundreds on that. They're all gone. But the apples on there, they're Granny Smith apples. They're doing really, really well. But yeah, I might have to work on something with that plum tree. Maybe get some kind of net or something for it to keep the pigeons off next year, because they have absolutely destroyed it. They've eaten half the leaves as well. But what can you do? Another update just while I'm sitting here and thinking about it. Oh yeah, I've had a haircut. But yeah, I did do a video a little while ago as well saying the spawning brushes were in because they were all chasing. They're still chasing, but we haven't had a single egg laid yet. So fingers crossed now that we're really getting some warm weather. As you can see by my cleanly shaven head, it's very, very shiny because it's very, very hot. But yeah, hopefully we get a spawn sometime soon. Not, as I've said before, not that I've got anywhere to put any more fish, but what I'll probably do is put them in the giant blue bowl over there, the 1,000 litre blue bowl, and then if anybody wants some fry for free, hit me up. That's if we get any. But yeah, let's get back to the rest of the updates. And my little forest scene that I made, that's currently in here at the minute, because every time I turn round, the baby blackbirds have ripped it to pieces. They keep taking all the moss and throwing it all over the garden, so that's staying in the pergola for now. The only thing we get in the pergola generally is the robins and the blue tits, because they're after the spiders. And as you can tell by the amount of cobwebs in my pergola, we have plenty of spiders for them. So yeah, another update. Let's move on to the next one. Also, the koi needed some more mealworms. Another update. I don't know if I got a bag big enough. What do you reckon? 5 kilos of mealworms. This bag is absolutely huge. That should see me through the season. What do you reckon? Here he is. You can see there the repair I've done on the back of his tail. Been sat it for hours now, and I can only ever seem to get a good shot of the other side, which is in pristine condition. But yeah, that was the Agragoki Kahaku. For those of you that don't know, I keep saying Agragoki Kahaku. What that basically is, it's a Deutz fish but fully scaled. So like a mirror carp, that's a fully scaled mirror carp. In Japanese terms, that'd be an Agragoki mirror carp, whereas like a leather carp would be no scales whatsoever, which is originally what the Japanese tried to do with the Deutz fish, was remove all the scales from the fish, so it was like a leather carp. Whereas now Agragoki is coming back into fashion, and they're now trying to actually breed some that are fully armour scaled, mirror scaled, however you want to put it. But yeah, he's doing fantastic. It hasn't bothered him whatsoever pulling out the scale. It's well and truly covered. It's had all the topical treatment and all the wound sealer and everything on it, so you can barely see I've done everything because it's sealed that well. But there he goes again. Always see that side, but whenever he turns around and goes the other way, he always does that. He goes under the window. It's like, no, you're not filming my tail on that side, you bugger. You pulled me scale out. But yeah, no, he's doing fine. As you can see, he's swimming around. I tried to coax them all up, chucking in some of their mealworms up in the floating ring there, and they've been absolutely smashing it, except for him. He's waiting until they all get knocked out like that, and then going over there. And they love it when the food rolls in the Bakki shower. I think other YouTubers have said that in the past, mine do as well, which is normally why I try and feed them that side of the pond, because the air then keeps it on that side of the pond and away from the skimmer and everything else. But what can you do? But yeah, no, all hunky-dory in there. I'm sure that will heal up a good. And I don't know if I mentioned it as well, but I did chuck some Virkon in as well, just to be on the safe side, because I've pulled a scale. It did bleed just a tiny bit, so obviously cleaned it all up, sealed it all up, and then I've done a dose of Virkon in the pond as well. It doesn't say on the bottle of Virkon what you're supposed to do, but I've worked with Virkon for many years. I mean, I was using Virkon at the carp farm way before I even had carp myself, and I always dose it personally. Obviously do your own homework and research, but I always dose it 1 tablet per 4,000 litres. So I've got just over 12,000 litres, and I've put in 4 tablets. I'm not treating for parasites or anything like that. They're all parasite free at the minute. I'm just knocking back any nasty bacteria. Obviously it will affect the good bacteria as well. I'm just knocking back any nasty bacteria just to make sure it doesn't get infected. Again, look, beautiful shot of that side of him. Now turn around and come back the other way in the same position. No, that's about as good. Oh no, he really don't want me filming that side. But yeah, what I'm going to do now is I'm going to sit by the pond, just keep my eye on all the fish, make sure they are all hunky-dory after being, or the kahaku after being sedated. And if I get a little clip of him, I will put it in this video somewhere, which means you guys would have already seen it by now. If you haven't seen it by now, you didn't come by the window. But yeah, on that note guys, thanks all for watching. Like the video if you haven't already. Hope you enjoyed the pond visit to Garry's pond, and we will catch you all on the next one.